So looking at this, this is more of a push through to the downside. Let me actually look at something, because this might be a decent sell for the week. I'm just trying to find a good trade that is going to go a good 30% trade, because every time I've been swing trading, I always lose, but every time I scalp in the last 2 weeks, I always make money. But it's not very hard to do that, but I just don't make as much ROI. I usually only go for 1 to 3% ROI in scalping, and I do like a 30 pip stop loss every time with a 3, which is my 3% out. But this is the zone through here on USD Chef as well. And buyers, it's already crossed underneath the buying zone, which this was the buying zone here. Yeah, that's that cross under. So this is more of a selling point to me. And it seems like it could get short. I'm just trying to find this might be a trade I actually want to place for you guys, because I think this is good. Because my whole purpose is, whenever I'm placing trades, number one is to teach over every single one of them, because I want you guys to understand why we're doing what we're doing. You know, what is the reason for getting into the trade? What is our exit? What is our entry? Like, what is the reason why we do what we do? That's the key. So whenever I have everything set up, you know, I want you guys to be able to see this so you can understand how it works. And right now, the market isn't really moving in follow through phase. It's just very back and forth. It's just not moving a lot. But whenever the market begins to move a lot, it will have moves when we get into the trades. It will have a lot of like 50 to 100 pip moves, which normally, if I'm getting my stop losses around the ranges I want, which is right around 30 pips, is where that's like the sweet spot of it, then most times we'll be able to hit our 3 to 1. Because I know he told me to do this. He always says this. MJ, text Money Man and tell him to get on, because he said he doesn't want to miss the webinars. And he'd be forgetting, so just text him for me. I'm not gonna text him. But anyway, so I want to go over this euro odd real quick for us, so you guys can see this. So I'm gonna shift this thing off of everything, and I'm gonna get a drink before I get started on this. I'm gonna show you guys this look on euro odd. So let's look at this. So from this, so here we have this. So this is the overall point of the chart. This is all the overall point of the chart right here. Necessarily, you know, we're not going to worry too much about this over here. We're going to shift more to everything going on right here. This is where we're going to go to, because this is where the market is essentially sitting at. Now, even though we did the buy, I'm going to show you why we did the buy. So basically we can see that, and if you go line chart, you can see what this is right here. This is basically where, you know, the selling really gets short, gets really heavy right here. That's the area where the sellers get really, really strong off that zone through here, anywhere through here, and even, you know, if you go here, through here, this is where the sellers are. Pull this over. This is one of my main reasons of buying, is right here. So this is the zone. This is where a lot of the heavy volume. So close of the line chart is there. This is it right here. This is pretty much the close. This is pretty much the strongest area of trading right there. Now, all this over here, there's nothing else that really is relevant to price. Shift it down to the weekly. Now, there are things like right through here. A lot of buying goes on. A lot of buying goes on right through here through the market. This is all the areas of buying. This is all the areas of selling through here. This was the range of the market. Now, price is coming down to this point. Now, this is why there's two things here. So, as I got into smaller time frames, it looks a lot better, but I also sell stopped this as well. So when you look at this and you see price coming down, this is actually the third touch on price. Price actually touched it right here, and then it shot up. But there's always two dominant factors inside of the market every single time. It happens all the time, like literally all the time. Now, looking at this is what I want to zoom into. So this is where the buyers were very heavy, and then they've lost their buying momentum. But now, here's the thing. This is the selling zone. This is now where a lot of sellers are engaged right here. So for me, here's your selling zone. But then you have the bottom, and then a bottom, and then another bottom right there. Now, when you come over here and you look at this and you see this, now you have to figure out, okay, where's the range? This is essentially the range in the market right now. Here's the range right here. This is now the range. So ideally, we want an entry up here, or we want an entry down here, or we're going to sell stop down here. So this is in this range at this point right here. We have this monthly and weekly zone right here. This is the zone straight through here. I'm going to shift it down to the 4 hour. I want you to see this. Now, we come down here, and let's see, we come down here. Here's the zone, pretty much through here. Oops, hold on, I don't want this. I don't want this. I want this right through here. This is what I want. Basically through here. This is the zone right here. Entry for the trade is right here. This is the zone in which we got in. These lines right here, this line, monthly, weekly lines take a while to accumulate price and orders. It takes a minute for it to happen. So this right here, this battle, this fight, and everything going on, we actually got in at 560,500. This is around the zone where we got in at. And all we did was we placed our stop loss below these wicks here, and right here at 800, because we're not trying to marry a trade. This is important because we don't want to sit in trades for a long amount of time. The kind of trades that we're looking to catch is smaller stop loss, huge reward trades. Have this thing reject off of this, it would need to come somewhere up in here. Now, key levels that I'm wanting to see it basically break was right here. This is the key level. This is why I said to be determined on the take profit, because my take profit I really wanted is right here at 574, right up in here. This zone right here. This is where we would take the trade out. Reason being is because this is where market shows us the sellers get in. And all we would do is take out the trade, one of the positions, half the position, keep it the other one in, and then put our stop loss at around 1 to 1. And then what we do is we sell off this point right here, because it's not about being right. It's about listening to what the market tells us. So now, looking at this, next order of business is going to be sell stop territory. So I will be putting in, the sell stops. This is going to be a trade that we really, really want to make sure that we're following, a trade that we really, really want to make sure that we're paying attention to, because now making sure that we follow the sell stop zone, because I'm going to probably put this at like 55,600 or 55,500 with a stop loss. I'm probably going to go, I'm just trying to see 65,600. I think mine is like 6,500. I put a sell stop in at 55,650 or 600, one of the two zones. And then I did a stop loss at 60, 56,050, basically where we got in at. I think that's exactly what I did. So I think it's like a 40 pip stop loss, because here's the next order of business. This is the daily range right here. This is the move from here. So from entry point, I want to get this right so you guys can see this. So right here, down to here, that's a 200 pip move to the downside. So that would be about a 50% ROI trade off of this level right here, because this is right here. This is what is supposed to happen. This is what the market is telling us right here. This is what is going on right now. Is this? It's in this daily range. This is how you read this. So when you peep out the weekly and you see this, or the monthly, and you look at this, I want you to see this. This is the buying range. What we're trying to catch is we're trying to catch the market at one of the best points of reversal. When we find the market at one of the best points of reversal, then we ride the wave. That's what we look to do. We're not looking to be right or just have our ego totally attached to the market. We're looking to ride the payout and make sure that we pay ourselves in the time. So now, with this going on, this pullback here is showing me, oh, okay, we're most likely going to get breakout to the downside. That's most likely what we're going to do. So when I look at this, when I see this, for me, I'm like, okay, if you're going to follow this, then most likely the market comes here, because you have to think, what is the market telling me? What is the market telling me? You have to ask yourself this question. When the market reaches this line, where does it go? Here. When the market reaches this line, where does it go? Here. When the market reaches this line, where has it gone? It's not there yet. But okay, most likely it's here. This is the zone. This is most likely where it's going to go. So for me, I have to say, okay, I lost my trade. I bought at the design level that I needed to buy at, where buyers were, because what will happen, how this stuff works on these smaller time frames, and being able to see this is like, so this is where buyers get in at as well, and then this is where buyers get in at, like right here. So this is, so see how like buyers get in there, see how buyers get in here, and see what happens to price on both times. See how they go up. Watch this. This is where sellers get in. Now watch this. Watch price on this line right here. Watch it. This is, so where we got in last night, it was right here off the, it literally perfectly wicked our position, and it went up to like, what was that? Like it went up like 12 or 13 pips to the upside, came all the way down. Do you see how price perfectly set on this line? And do you see how it went up? Those are good things. Those are things that we want to see, okay? Do you see how price now is fighting underneath this line right here? To me, sell stop all day. That's why I have my sell stops in. I think I have them in at like 65 or 600 or something. And I got my stop loss at I know my stop loss is at 56050. It's like a 40 pip stop loss I have in. Sell stop, I sell stopped it at 55 600. I'm not going to stop talking because I'm in rhythm of what I'm trying to talk about. But those are the lines, and I can tell it to you whenever I'm done. But now, here's the thing. This is where buyers get engaged. They get engaged here. They pull back. They pop up here. There's a fight. This was a fight. This is what we want. Price is not able to win. The buyers, they're going down. And look how they're shifting underneath this buy line. Back under it. Do you see this line right here? Do you know what this line represents right here? The daily support. That's what this line represents. See how price tried to creep back up inside of that? And notice how it did not go up. And I do this for you guys all the time. Notice price went from right here, and price came all the way down here, 50 pips. Had price flipped and went up 50 pips, do you see the difference of what would go on had it flipped and went up 50 pips right here? Do you guys see this? It would have broken this downtrend line. It would have signified that buyers are re-engaged, meaning they would have broken this 4-hour support to the upside. They would have respected it. They would have broken this box that is a daily support. They would have broken that 4-hour and daily resistance right here. They would have went back above the daily and weekly and monthly support. Those are key things that I pay attention to. Now, I'm not a buyer unless price goes up. And what I have to understand is, okay, where do I place my stop loss? Notice last night, it got really close to hitting our stop loss. It was like 6 pips away. It turned away, and then it ended up going back up again. Another 10 pips, 12 pips, or something like that. And so that means it would have been like 3% or something, somewhere like that on us on the account. But it did not break that. And so it came back underneath this zone. And so these are the kind of things that when we pay attention to, these are the kind of things that when we look at, key things that you have to pay attention to. So, in looking at this, seeing the zone, seeing everything that we did, understand that we didn't do anything wrong. There was nothing wrong that was done on this trade. We followed the rules. Now, if you over risked and you did too much percent on your account, then you guys have to, then that's what you understand that you did wrong and that you have to change, because if you do that, then you're going to obviously lose all your account and have to refund it, and that's not what you want to continue to do. So now, when I'm looking at this, I'm like, okay, so you don't want to continue to push higher. Okay, cool. So let's see if these sellers relinquish. If they relinquish themselves, then we're most likely going to go all the way down here. And like I said, my sell stop is at like 600 or 650. That's where it is, 600 or 650. I think it's at 650. I keep saying that. It's at like the 650 zone. And then I'm looking to continue to ride price down to this zone here, which is a 600, or which is a 200 pip move to the downside. It doesn't matter how long it takes for a when I say that, I mean maybe if it took like months for it to happen, but normally it will take like a couple of weeks for you sometimes to hit a good 3-to-1 trade. Sometimes it'll take a little bit of time for you to hit a good trade. And a perfect example is USD CAD that Jose had pointed out some time ago on USD CAD, where there was a selling opportunity up here off this point. And even though it's taken a really, really long time, it is making its way down perfectly. And all of this right here is all that big box I had was all consolidation. And I know that Tyler at the time had pointed out that buy stop on USD CAD, and I said this is going to be the area in which, if you guys remember, I said you can go look at the recording, where the zone I said you should probably watch out for this zone right here, because this is going to be a zone where it seems like the market likes to get short at, because it used to be a buying zone. And also it comes in perfect alignment. This line right here is the weekly buying zone that is shifting to a selling zone underneath that. So these are all small things that I pay attention to. I just don't stare at the market all day. I really don't. I'll have my 3-to-1 swing trades, and then I'll do my scalp trades, and I'm literally just totally satisfied with my life by doing that. I don't like to stare at it all the time. I don't like to do those kind of things. But this is that trade that, even though it takes a really long time and we want it to normally happen fast, this is that trade right here by doing this stop loss right here, about 50 pips stop loss. You see right now this trade is sitting 4.4 up. And this move right here, they would have hit the 3-to-1 though by this time right here. It would have already hit the 3-to-1. But this is like an example of it takes longer. This right here would be from February the 4th all the way to February the 11th. and then it comes and does a pullback there, and then it continues to get short again after that and continues to drop. But we did nothing wrong on Euro odd. This is what I want you guys to understand. The next order of business, though, is the sell stop. And that's why I said the sell stop there at 1.55615, 1.55600, somewhere there. We're riding the position down to this move right here. And if it takes 2 weeks, if it takes a week for it to hit there, it's much better than not getting in the trade and just watching the trade go your way, that the exact thing that you predicted is happening and you're literally making no money off of it. Or you got in the trade and took the trade out because you didn't want to keep the trade in because of whatever reason, money that came to your mind. And this is that example. I've been able to transcend past the point of like, this is taking too long for it to go in my direction. Like if I have a trade that's 10%, 15%, and then it comes back again up to like 7% in profit, and then it goes down to 15% again. And I have a trade that's going in my direction, I will literally not sit here and be like, oh, I'm going to take it out. Now, if I go like 3% in profit, it comes back to break even, goes negative by like 3%, then goes back in profit. After about a day or two, I figure it out and I'm like, okay, I'm just going to scalp this, and I'm going to keep trading it like that. Perfect example, odd USD until it hit my stop loss and I lost on it. Odd USD was one of those where I kept back and forth, and I just kept trading it. Selling it. Then I put my sell limit in, and then it eventually ended up stopping me out right here. And look what odd USD is perfectly doing off of this level right here. There's the selling zone. Look at this. Pullback right there, sits right there in that zone. Had you paid attention to this or actually looking at this? I actually wasn't looking at this at all. Here's the zone right here. Here's the level off of this right here. Here's the area right here. There's your zone. You can even see it right through here clearly. There's your 3 touches right there off that zone. As soon as you see it. So this is the example of, this is the flip of this. We're getting short off of it right here. We're selling it in this line. Once it breaks it and does not go down anymore, it creates a buying zone here. And it confirms that buying zone right there by all of this buildup of candles. And then there goes your move. And had you seen it off of this zone right here, because like I said, this is what I'm trying to show you guys. All these lines I put in, you guys see that I put them in literally constantly. I have these trades. This is a 15 pip stop losses on odd USD. I'd do it all day. Literally no problem because it doesn't move that much. So that right there is perfect. 3-to-1 right here. Easy money. Literally off this line. You can literally go like right there and be perfectly fine all the way through here. 3-to-1 is hit. This is why I'm trying to tell you guys the sell stop on Euro odd is exactly the move because it is not doing anything wrong. It's our minds. You can't be like, F this, it didn't go my way, I'm looking to buy this thing. No, it's take your L. This is why I keep these stop losses tighter, because I see the zones. We're not trying to marry a trade for weeks at a time. I'm not trying to come in and be like, oh, let me put a 90 pip stop loss on this trade. What the hell would I put a 90 pip stop loss on a trade for off of this level, put it all the way down here when the market's clearly telling me? Why in the absolute hell would I do a larger stop loss when the buyers never go lower than this line right here? There's a clear selling zone right here. There's a clear buying zone right here. And I'm clearly in the middle of this zone. And it's a good buying zone, but why would I place a larger stop loss all the way down here when this literally is showing me that this is the center of the zone? This is where the buyers are at. They can't go any higher there. They shoot it all the way down here. I could be making money on the flip side of this. I'm not worried about those things because I can clearly see reversal. I know exactly where it's at. This is a place of reversal. That's a place of reversal. This box right here is a place of reversal. That's a place of reversal. All I need to see price do, confirm higher. That's it. When price confirms higher, I hold my trade. I hold my trade to this line, or I hold my trade to this line, and I'm done. That's it. Get our 30%, get our 3 to 1, exit, find a new pair. Because the thing is, you're not looking to make all your money on one specific trade. You're looking to compound your account consistently over time. That's what you're looking to do. You get a 30% trade and then you let the other one swing, or you get a 3 to 1 and you get your 15%, and then you move your stop loss to the 5%. So regardless, you get 2 to 1. You put the next order in, you find a new trade, you get a new balance of your new account of the 20% that you just liquidated, because for sure you're going to make 20%. You take your $1,000, you made 200, you got 1,200 now. You got $120 risk on your next trade instead of 100. This is how you want to compound. This is how you want to trade. And doing this, because you do it that way, you can compound your account over time and make way more money in a matter of about 3 months than you would in 3 months of holding one trade. A lot of you guys have seen this happen with your account, where you started with a certain amount of money, and then the trade you get, you snag 3 to 1, or you snag 2 to 1 for sure. And then you might get a trade that goes 30%, 45%, and you take that. Then you put a new trade on. You lose it. You lose your 10% of the balance that you're up. You put a new trade on. You catch a 3 to 1 trade. You make way more than what you would have originally made. And so that's what you want to do. You're not trying to sit here and hold trades for an extremely long amount of time and do that, because you do that, you're going to be literally sitting on a trade for an extremely long amount of time. And not saying that you can't do it, but as far as making the ROI that I know we can make, and the ROIs that I did last year with the signals and everything, you really don't have to sit there and hold trades forever. But yes, this is what I wanted to show you guys on Euro Odd and really explain. Alex pointed out a really good one though on USD Chef. I really like USD Chef. I like this sell. I do like this. It's coming back into the range again. And Odd USD is looking like a big breakout as well, because it is definitely, it's back at this line. It is definitely, where is it at? Right here. I'm just looking at a couple of things on this. This is the definition of a breakout. Yeah. This line has closed right there. That's the line chart. I'm just looking at this for myself. Yeah, this is solid. A lot of these odd pairs are shifting to a breakout, especially with this thing not breaking here and price going right above there. That's just major for me to see more buying activated off of this zone. I wouldn't be selling this. It's not coming up unless it's like does this right here over here. There's no sales for me. It's really just going to be, is the liquidity really there in the market? If the liquidity's there, easy pop through, easy 50 to 100 pip move. Same thing with Euro Odd. Telling you guys, make sure you get that sell stop in at 650 or 600. It doesn't really matter. 650 or 600, it really doesn't matter. It's at 700 right now. Sell stop at 650, 600, somewhere in there. Stop loss at 6050. That's a 40 pip stop loss. 40 pip stop loss to gain. We are looking at a 200 pip drop. So that 40 pip stop loss is going to be a that's going to be a 50% move for your account right there. That kind of move right there is. So looking at that, this is the move. This is the next play here. Now, unless the market really wants to play around and fly all the way back up, that would suck, because I just cannot stand whenever the market does stupid shit like that. That's really will get me irritated, especially whenever I see the move. But then I'll know the next place to get short at is going to be right here off of this line. because I like this pair. I'm not attached to getting this trade right. I am connected to the move that is essentially going on right before my eyes. It's the same thing, and I don't need to go pick 15 different pairs to try to get the exact same move. I just need to make sure that the areas I'm getting in at is in alignment with what the market is telling me. That's it. I don't have to do anything else. I don't have to do anything extravagant in doing it. I just need to make sure I'm paying attention. Liquidity gets, oh, and there's also unemployment change this week in the Aussie pairs. There's unemployment, and there's like red news. It's basically red news, is what it is. It would give the market a great excuse to keep dropping. It would give the market a great excuse for the odd pairs to continue to have some kind of big move. I just seen it. I don't really pay attention to the news. I just look at the patterns leading up to it, and they normally confirm with what the news was going to eventually do. But I'm usually a lot quicker off the move. And this right here, looking at this, these are this exact chart right here that you see. This is how your eyes need to be seeing the market. This is exactly how it needs to be looking at the market right here. This is it right here. Just like this. You need to be able to see things exactly like this right here in front of your face, guys, right here. Daily sellers, daily buyers off of the diagonal range. 4-hour, 1-hour sellers off the diagonal range. 4-hour, 1-hour buyers off the diagonal range. Daily 4-hour buyers off the horizontal range. See what the market is telling you? Follow the market. Where is the money most likely going to go? Down. Okay. So I need to sell it off of a pullback or sell stop it off of a continuation. So now we're going to sell stop it. That's the plan. Stop loss needs to go inside of where the buyers used to be, because most likely if we get it right and we pull it back up here, then we will be able to have a trade up here. We'll be able to have our stop loss up here, and if the move is correct, it will just continue to slowly track its way down. And the way this shit moves, the market's moving right now, it'll take 2 damn weeks for it to get all the way down to this thing for a 200 pip move, when normally a 200 pip move is really not that hard to catch in a week. Like, it really is, especially off Euro odd. Euro odd doesn't pay out to the full dollar per pip, so this thing actually is supposed to move faster to make up for it not moving a dollar per pip. So a 200 pip move in Euro odd is really not that hard to get in a week. Like, in one solid direction, it's really not that hard. But the way that the market is moving right now, it's like moving super slow. So yeah. But no, that's what I wanted to explain on Euro odd. I mean, there's a lot more, in detail stuff I could go in about trend switches off smaller time frames and stuff like that. But I went all the way down to the 1-hour chart to show you guys. As you see, it's the sellers. It's a selling market right now. Unless this thing pops all the way back up here, it would have to come all the way up here. Then that would be back confirmed buyers. And you would need to see price do this. This is how this works. You would need to see price do this. Shoot from there and come up like this and be like, zoop, boop, boop, like this. See how it would show us where we would look to get in at and then where our stop loss would go. But this is a selling market all day. Selling market all day. Sell stop 650, sell stop 600, somewhere around there. It's almost there if you did it at 650. Sell stop 600, that zone down there, that's where my zones are at to roll with this pair. Definitely like this. But if anybody has any questions about that, let me know what questions that you have on this, because now is the perfect time to ask, because I wanted to really go into detail and explain this so you guys knew what I'm talking about and what we're looking for. and that there wasn't anything wrong that was done. It's just that you guys need to see where the buyers are. You guys need to see where the sellers are, and what the market is actually trying to tell us at the time is the key. But yeah, does anybody have questions? And if you don't have questions, then what pairs are you looking at, or what trades are you in that you want to go over and look at? I definitely like this damn Euro odd trade. I'm just over here looking at this thing. If the volume would actually damn do something, that would be great. If the validity in the market would pick up.
I have a question about that Euro odd.
What's up?
If you go back on the weekly, like back to the resistance, don't those wicks pass below where your line is, and will those wicks be a point of resistance in the future?
So resist, you said on like this line right here?
There'll be support. There'll be support in the future.
Right. And so I'm looking at the monthly closes. That's really my main thing, is the monthly closes. So this monthly chart, so I look at this. It took no longer than 2 months for this thing to immediately turn around. We're halfway in the month. We're halfway in the month right now. So these 2 months, like these two candles right here, these two candles right there, it already rejected it one time right there. Right now, we're even lower than what we were the previous month. Here's the zone right there. This is it. Clear this off. Clear. I'm going to clear everything off right now. Everything that's in the way, I'm going to clear it off. I don't know why I never do that. Okay. Here's the zone right here. Here's the levels. Now, if you wanted to go like wick here, if you wanted to hit the wicks, like the tip of the wicks, you can do this right here and like go tip of the wicks, which is about right there. This is like the tip of the wicks. So seeing this is like the very, very tip of the wicks. Like this is the zone right here. So if we're looking at this, then this would be in the buying zone right here. All this through here. But there's critical things that are going on near these highs that I'm paying attention to, that for me, I don't personally like unless I see a big reaction to this zone right here. So, like I said, I'm not worried about being my goal isn't about being right on this. It's about listening to what the market is telling me. So when I see this, there's two things that I see. So if you wanted to say that this is your buying zone, like if this whole thing here is your buying zone, okay, let's just say that. All right, let's look at the factors that are closest to price that seem to have a reaction point to this market. So this seems to be the range right here. All right, where are you going to place your stop loss in this? If you're buying here, where are you going to place your stop loss? All the way down here? So you're going to go right here, and you're going to go all the way down here. And for me, when I look at the market, I'm like, okay, if I get in here or anywhere in here, I got to put my stop loss here. Well, the market tells me this is a buying zone here, and it tells me this is a selling zone here. All right, so if I go here, if I enter here like we did last night, right here, and my stop loss goes right here, this is about a, let's see, hold on, let's just see, 56, 0, 100. That is 140 pip stop loss right there. It's 140 pips. Now, ideally, we'd be going off of this line right here, which is the weekly support. So yeah, 140 pips and the range is like way up here. That would tend to work because that would be such a high range all the way to the upside. But whenever I see this, I'm not trying to put 140 pip stop loss on that pair. Like that's not really my thing. I don't need to put that big of a stop loss on a trade and just be like, oh, let me put 10% of my account on 140 pips and I'll just set it and forget about it and walk away. Well, I'll be sitting there watching the thing. It'll be sitting there for days and being negative, and it will just be negative, literally. These are the kind of trades that you just sit in and just negative, 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 negative. Because I used to do this. Now, what I do is I figure out where the smaller buying ranges off the daily and the 4 hour, where are they showing us resistances? Where are they showing us supports? I look for them, and then I'm like, okay, I just need to put a stop loss here because this market is not going below this point off of this daily line. And this line right here is the heaviest point of reversal. So price is telling me that if I just get in around here, place my stop loss below here, we most likely shouldn't go below the zone. It did. We're out. Done. Cool. Now, next step. What's the next place for it to go for buyers to get engaged? Here. This is the next step. So why would I not try to sell this in hopes to catch a breakout off of this weekly line? Because it might smash through this thing, and guess what? I make all that money. But if it doesn't and it stops right here, guess what? I make all that money. I lose because I test the market out. And I told you guys that yesterday. I was saying I'm testing the market out now because I want to see if this is the buying zone. If it is, boom, we're right. Okay, cool. 3-1, GG's. I'm out. If it's not, okay, you take me out. All right, now I know where to go with you. I'm going down, and I'm going to ride you to the downside. And then that's my move. And if it clips the order, because I got it far enough out that if it does clip the order, then it should continue to drop. And if it does come up a little bit, that's cool. It'll retest the breakout zone at like 55,900. But our stop loss is about 15 pips higher. So it shouldn't hit that if we get this right. And then we're going to come back down to this zone. This is the zone that we're looking at all the way down there. So, and if it comes up to this line right here, it's easy sell, especially if it does this. If it does this, easy sell. That's it right there. That's your trade. That's a sell right there. Break and retest of what? This daily zone right here. Even if it, I mean, it can come and retest this whole thing, but that is a break and retest of what was once support is now resistance. What's once support is now resistance. That's the zone right there. So looking at all those things, that's all what you want to look at there. But does that make sense, Devin, of everything that I just showed you?
Yeah, that all makes sense.
Like as to why I wouldn't put that large of a stop loss on, that I'm not really trying to like put a stop loss way far away, because the larger the stop loss that you guys put on a trade, it doesn't necessarily mean you're not going to lose the trade. Like it just means that it's going to take you longer to lose or longer to get paid. And what you want is to get out of a trade as quickly and and intelligently as possible so you can find the next available setup. I didn't just say as quickly as possible because I can do that quick. We can get in a trade quick and get out of a trade. But as intelligently as possible means that we're finding critical levels in the market that shows us key points of reversal and we take the trades. Literally. That's all we're doing. We're not trying to sit here and be right about a trade. Like I said, Euro odd. When we look at Euro odd, it gives us an easy zone. Like, okay, you're below this zone now. Like you're not above it anymore. This is what you're below. So we could honestly, this whole zone right here, we just say this entire zone. Damn it, forgot. I wanted to do a rectangle. We could just say this whole zone right here. It's below this zone now. It's below it. What's the purpose of buying? No purpose of buying. At this level, there's no purpose. So we're just going to ride the wave to the downside. And if we get it right, then we'll most likely be able to get our trade to go down to that level, and then that's the move. Because the thing is we want to let the trades go in our direction. Do you guys see now why I tell you and told you for the amount of time that I did that when everybody is talking about sitting out of the market, like last year, when everybody that people listen to that have no idea how to trade, when they said, I'm going to sit out because of NFP, I'm going to sit out because of the election, I'm going to sit out because the market conditions are moving very quickly. But yet, those times I thrive the most because any true professional trader, we damn understand we want volatility because we want to get paid quickly. We're not afraid of the market moving quickly in zones because when that happens, that means, oh shit, we can get out the trade faster. We don't have to sit here and hold our trade forever, right? And I can tell a lot of you guys, let me bring you guys back to something because I know there's a good amount of you that were on that were watching me last year, that were following me through all the distractions and all the different things that were going on. Let me pull this thing over to NZDUSD and let me show you back again when the election started, when the election happened back in November, what we did off of the trade. This was the zone right here, November the 3rd. Do you remember this? November the 3rd. Look at this. Look at this. This is the difference. This is what it means whenever I'm talking about volatility in the market. Look at this time here. Sellers drop. Sellers drop. Sellers drop. Look at this. It did not happen yet. And then you can see there's a buying range right here. This is pretty much the buying range right through there. Okay. This is the zone. This is the trade, 25 pips, stop loss. Look at the amount of days from the time it hits this for it to get to the low down here. 6 days, 16 hours. You see that? 6 days, 16 hours. Sit right here. See? Here, 8 days, 16 hours. Let's look at this. Yes, this is it. 5 days, 17 hours. From the time it reaches the tip of this scale up here, okay? Now, look at this. All right? So look at this area right here. Pull it right over here. This is where we got in with the election. Most people said, I don't want to trade in the election. I'm going to sit out and I'm not going to take any trades. Okay, cool. You do that because guess what? I'm going to get paid faster. I'm either going to lose faster or I'm going to get paid faster. One of the two. I don't care which one. I just want to simply be right. Okay? Now, those of you guys who followed me and seen these things, how quickly did this thing run to TP? It tapped it right here. Did not even take 4 hours for it to hit the TP. It took 2 hours. It tapped it, literally no drawdown the moment it hit it. It like hit it, spread, immediately went down. The market spiked up and it immediately went all the way down, boom, to TP. 3-1. Hit. This is what you want. You want volatility in the market. That's why I said this odd news. Whenever I said this, I'm excited because shit, maybe we can get some kind of move in the market that I don't have to sit here and wait days for it to happen. Gold last week on the gold trade that I did, or 2 weeks ago on the gold trade that I did, that trade, whenever it got, you want moves like this right here. This is beautiful. You want moves like this right here. This is beautiful. You want moves like this. You don't want to have to sit in the market. The market is so incompetent sometimes it gets on my nerves. Like I'm like, dude, will you please just move in the direction that you are literally lining up as? I've been doing this for way too long to know that you're just playing games and eventually I'm going to be irritated if I go away from the screen for a couple of days and I don't have an alert set, and all of a sudden I look at it and it did the exact move that I had marked up. I keep all my markings on my chart. I do not delete them because I just keep them there. This move that gold did, that it did here, it came down I had a sell stop at 1828 or something, 1827, 1827. And then this move right here was amazing. It did 1809 to 1784. That right there, that move that it did in that amount of time was literally like a 300 pip move. It has not done that move, a move that big, since then. And this thing is moving in a range right here. It's not making any moves. So when there's volatility, that is what we want. And I want you to understand, do not be scared if the market creeps to your zones, guys. If it flies up to your zone extremely fast, do not be afraid. That is what you want. You want the volatility. Do not get scared. Understand where to put your stop loss, where to put your take profit. So when we look at Euro odd, if Euro odd spikes all the way up to here, okay, where are we going to put our stop loss? Shit. Well, it says it right here. I'm going to put my stop loss about right there. That's where you want it. Because then if you get this right and it spikes all the way up here, you sell there, your stop loss is up there. Okay, move on. You know where to put it. It shows it to you. If you get it to spike all the way down here, well, one, the sell stops gets hit. You ride the move all the way down, then you take the trade right off that level right there. That was what I was explaining to Jose and Devin a couple weeks back about understanding how to, when you have a trade in, you have a buy in and it's at a sell zone, take some of your position off of your buy, move your stop and profit, then take the sell and put the stop loss at your 10% zone or whatever, like you normally would. Keep your buy in, so if the market keeps going up, you make money with the buy, you lose your sell. But if the market continues to break out, you'll make up the exact amount that you lost, or times 2 or times 3 of what you lost. That is getting in connection with the market. That's probably one of the hardest things to do. And something for me, I still have to literally repeat to myself, like, this is in a buying zone. Do not be scared because this is in this zone right here. This is in a selling zone. Even though you have a buy in, it is okay. It is in a selling zone. And I have to say, am I doing what I need to do on this trade? Am I following my rules? On Euro odd, I knew I was following my rules, and I said, okay, I'm going to sell stop it down here in case it decides to not go that direction and have a huge breakout to the downside. It's just being smart, and it's just seeing the market for what it tells you and just following the moves and just listening to the moves. But yeah, I'm gonna be scalping gold tonight. I can already tell you right now where my trade is at on gold. Um, my line on gold. Couple different areas that I'm looking at on this lovely thing. Um, I got one area for sure that I'm looking at off the 15-minute. If you guys can see this, it's literally like the easiest. Dude, oh, I got this thing locked. I'm like, dude, I don't know what you're doing, but I'm over it. Right here is the zone on gold. Buy zone all day. Right there. That's the buy zone. Even if gold comes back down here too, it's still a buy zone off that level. This is like the zone right here. This is like the definition of if you're trading this, you're getting in somewhere in there. And if you look, the stop loss that you have to do is not very big. Right there, that's a 15. That's a 17 pip stop loss right there. That's a 20 pip stop loss there. But when I scalp, I don't go for 3-to-1 trades. I have like literally a spreadsheet that I have that says goal 3-to-1, and then it's goal scalp trade or session trade or whatever. Like that's what I'm doing because I know that I'm gonna have to scalp in this time period because the money is a lot smaller right now. It's not as much money being put into the market. So if I scalp and I just find the zones, I can easily make 3%, 2%, 1% a day. And that compounds to 1 to 5 to 15% weekly, and that compounding over time is very huge as well. I literally lost one trade last week scalping, and it was honestly because I wasn't paying attention. I wasn't looking at the computer whenever it did it, because I was on the phone. But literally, I would not have lost a single trade last week. But just seeing these things, you just have to find zones that the market is clearly showing you buying points and selling points, and giving you clear rejections. Right here, there's not really a zone at the high up here so much. Maybe if price rejects here, comes back to here again, you have sellers, potential sellers, and then you have sellers again. So you just have to see where a stop loss goes. When the market clearly gives you the place to put a stop loss all the time, you just have to pay attention to it, and it will tell you exactly where you need to put stop losses. Does anybody have any? Anybody have any questions over the euro odd sell stop? No. Any questions over any other pairs?
You had mentioned that we have a selling opportunity with NZD JPY. Can we go back to that one?
Oh yeah. Yeah, that one's coming up. Looks like it's coming up in. Oh yeah, it's actually pushing up pretty nicely off of this level. Yeah, NZD JPY here, 76.3. Yeah, I'm just looking at this. Yeah, it's coming up to that zone. Good. Do something. I'd be perfectly content with taking this trade right here, literally. I'd be perfectly content. I have a trade right here with a stop loss outside of this zone right here. I'm just looking at this. This is the range of the market right now. All this is right here. Let's see. Let's see if it's an NZD thing. I want to see if all NZD pairs are going up. So that one's pushing CGN. That one should be going down hard. So it's not, because the pound. Let's see. NZD chef should be dropping hard because the chef is weaker. That's not even going down, so it's not an NZD thing, so it's the JPY, so USD JPY. So that should go up. So that one is going up. I'm just looking at something. So then odd JPY should definitely be going up. Yeah, that makes sense. I'm just looking at they have like currency indicators and everything like that. Yeah, odd JPY even crossed the daily line pretty hard. This would be like a breakout trade on odd JPY. Seeing this would be your breakout zone. You know where your stop loss is going to go. You do your buy stop about right here, right outside of the zone, and then this is a breakout trade. This is what's happening right now. Zone is going to be right here. I just do even numbers because it's easier to mess with. Yeah, 30 pips, 30 pip trade is perfectly inside of the selling zone again. And right now, we would be looking at a 2-to-1 trade as we speak. That is, so it's really the, we already looked at odd USD, Jose. It's really the JPY pairs. Odd is strong, JPY is weak right now. That's the odd is strong, NZD is strong. So that's really what it is. So the JPY is weaker. So yeah, this one is coming up on a breakout zone on NZD JPY. This one is coming out. This one is coming up on a breakout zone. This one I'm going to wait. I'm going to wait to see rejection because I don't want to have you guys pull the trigger on another trade and lose 10% without more rejection. This one I'm going to watch because if we don't get rejection here, if we don't start getting rejection right here, this is going to be a better setup for a breakout trade. And also, I like Euro odd for a sell. I like Euro odd for a sell over anything right now. CAD JPY, yeah, it's the JPY is weak because let's see, that should have been a selling zone off the daily. Yep, JPY is strong for whatever reason. It's strong, definitely strong. Right there, that thing broke every single zone, stayed perfectly on this uptrend right here. So crazy when I look at all this. I'd just be cracking up whenever I would just be laughing. Like these zones that I be having are, and this is not an easy look on the eyes. That's a selling zone right here. This is a selling zone right here. They came into a buying zone. This is like buying territory through here. Perfectly set. There goes the move right there. Same thing on CAD JPY. Buy stop at like 83.2. Yep. And then that thing is 40 pips to the upside, and you do like a 30 pip stop loss. So it'd be right over 1-to-1. CAD JPY is more of a breakout. Nothing else but a breakout trade. It's shooting past all of the resistances off the weekly and the monthly. And this is the same exact thing Euro odd's doing, but inverse. The literal same exact thing that it's doing. But it's just inverse. That's all. Let's see. I'm trying to think how to do this. There's a way to do it. I think you click it. Click it. I was trying to look vertical line on time axis. No. I was trying to flip this thing because you can actually invert it. I don't know how to do it. If anybody knows how to do it, let me know. But literally, Euro odd is like doing the inverse of this. This is the weekly sellers. This is the breakout right here. Euro odd would do the exact flip of this. The literal exact flip. It's going buying zone. So it's shifting buying zone right here. Here, breakout to the flip side. So this is what I'm paying attention to, is I'm looking for my selling zone, and it's the same thing off of the daily, the exact same thing I just showed you guys. It's the flip of it. So right now, it's reacting off of the sellers, pushing down. We want it to come down to this point right here. This is where we're looking to ride this. That's why I said make sure you guys put those sell stops in while you're on. I'll type it in on the chat whenever we get off here, because those of you guys who get on the webinar got first priority over the people who don't get on, because my priority is teaching, not signals. I don't really care about doing the on the signals. Let's see, USD JPY. Let's see, UJ. See, I'd want to agree with that, but this here, support, weekly, and I said that price needed to come back inside of this weekly zone before I would look at, number one, this is the weekly selling zone here. Number two, this is the daily selling zone right here and weekly selling zone. Here is what I'm looking at off this zone. This is the low, the high, the higher low, the higher high, the higher low, retested the zone there. Only unless I start getting a lot of traders to start rejecting this line right here, would I sell? For me, more of a breakout. If it builds up price and it starts sitting for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 hours at this level, and it starts pulling that, I'm going to say, oh, okay, sell off here, stop loss right here, easily. That's what I'd look at. But for me right now, that's not the play. Yep, bet. But like I said, don't sleep on that euro odd sell stop. That's the play. That is the play on euro odd. I'm gonna look at NZ
Hey, JDR, what was the sell stop for that?
6 1 point. I'm looking on my phone. 1.55 600. 1.55 600. That's where I put it, is 1.55 600. And it is right there. Stop loss is at 1.56. My stop loss is at 1.56 thousand. Yeah. And I actually need to put another order on here. I only have one damn trade in. I'd be salty too. I'm glad I seen that. Pending order. Activation price 6,000. Dude. 1.55 600. Volume 10. I got 30. Stop loss. I'm putting it in on my phone right now. 0.55. Stop loss is at 6. That's 3. That is exactly what I need. Confirm. Huh? What you mean? What does that mean? Oh my gosh. Okay, cool. Got that in. So yeah, that's in. Does anybody have any other questions over anything? I was just making sure I had those orders in on that.
Hey, yo, JDR.
What's up? What's up?
Hey, one more. GN.
GBP
Check that out.
NZD.
Yeah,
GBP NZD. What are you looking at on GN?
I'm looking at, let's see here.
I drew this
See
out.
here on the buy. It's coming down on the buy, and it broke resistance for, and then it's gonna retest for that new support. And I got out the buy off the 4-hour.
Yeah, I'm looking at this markup I did through here. I think I was telling Austin about this. As if price hooks around and starts staying above here, we'll probably look at it going up here because of this support off the weekly down here. This support through here is there, and this resistance is at a key point. It's for whatever reason. You got this support here, this support here, this support here. Those sellers crossing above the line. So for me, I'm looking at buys to the upside, breakout buys to the upside. And these pairs are really weird to trade, but this is where your buyers are. But you're right though. You're right on the you're right at where you're looking at. Anywhere in this zone right here is a solid. I mean, if you were to buy here, just put your stop loss outside here. But this is ideally about 20 pips down is really where you want to get long at. Right there is your stop loss. Yeah, right about here. So 900 to, yeah, that's a good stop loss for that. That's a little bit over 50 pips. This is your zone right here, though.
Okay.
Yeah. So this is your zone. Right through there is your zone. But no, that GN is solid right there. Definitely solid through that level there. So yeah, no. Does anybody else have any other? That made sense though, Matthew? Cannon.
Cannon. Yeah, man, I'm good, man. I'm
Okay,
good.
cool.
Yeah, I got a question.
What's up?
What are some good indicators that go good with your strategy?
The 20, 50, and 200 EMAs.
All right, do you mind demonstrating that real quick if you don't mind?
The 20, 50, let's see. See, how do I even put it on here? I don't really use the indicators. Let's see. Is it EMA?
Yeah, because I don't use indicators too, but sometimes I'm just curious to know if it'll help me out a little bit more.
Let's see if this works. Is this an EMA? So maybe it's an SMA. Let me see something. Could be an SMA. So I think it's an SMA. No. Let me see something. I just want to see if it's a SMA or I really don't use these things. SMA. Let's see. This is a 1050. Let's see this. I'll have to actually look at this because I don't know. This is somebody's default chart close of that. Yeah, no. I'd have to actually look at it. I'd actually have to go and find which one, if it's an SMA or an EMA. I don't know which one. I don't really use them. That's honestly the truth. I don't really use them. It's just a dynamic move with the market. You can literally figure it out by just using trend lines. That's all EMAs are, SMAs. They're literally a dynamic. It's exactly what it stands for. But I don't know what it's a simple moving average, and then I don't know what the E stands for in EMA, but it's moving average, E moving average. But all it is it's a dynamic moving average that moves with the market as the market trends. But here's the thing. It doesn't always, like, it's with anything. It's the market will change up at any time, and it can look like the indicator lags, but then when you go back and look at it like a couple hours later, a couple days later, you'll be like, damn, how did I not see that this thing is perfectly rejecting off of this level? It's because at the time when it's doing it, it's literally the same exact thing as a trend line. You do this trend line, and the market could like be what it'll do, it'll come like back here, and it'll like hook, and by the time this thing starts going up, the line is like right here and it's already up here, and then it's going to come like down through here and it'll shoot down, and the market will be sitting right here. And if you can just see it with your eyes, then you'll be able to notice like, oh, this is a support right here, this is where the zone is, and it'll be hooking like right here, and by the time it's like right here, it'll have just touched right here, and then it'll do the same thing. It'll move up, and by the time it gets down here, it's going to be like right here, and it'll look weird. But if you do it with your eyes and you see support, 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 you'll be like, okay, here's the zone, there's my stop loss. Then it'll hook around when it's like here, and then by the time it gets up here, you'll be like, oh, damn, it perfectly hooked there. So I'm telling you, you can literally draw it with your lines, and it's literally almost the same exact thing. So it's no different with with doing that. Besides, you have to like understand that it's going to be a little bit behind of the trend. It's weird. Like, that's why I don't use them. Like, I know how to use them, but I don't really care to use them because I can see it with my eyes. You don't really need to use like a special indicator like a RSI or a MACD or those things if you understand price action, because price action literally shows you what is going to happen right as it's happening. It's like the fastest way to figure out where the market is reversing at. Like all these pairs that I have marked up that we've traded, that we've had trades in, like I said, odd USD, perfect example. If you guys would continue keep watch, I didn't keep watching it. I go move on to different pairs because I know that there's better setups. Right here, when odd USD did not, we sold it right over here off this touch. It started stopping here. We had already gotten stopped out up here whenever it hit up here. It came back down, set. Had you seen that, the moving averages, they would have been able to catch it, but it would have been late. But had you seen it whenever it happened, whenever this thing wants to load in the next 13 hours, it perfectly pushed above it, retested where it was once a selling zone, boom, a buying zone. There's that big reaction candle right there. That's the same thing going on. That's why on Euro odd, and selling Euro odd with the sell stop on Euro odd, we're going to end up getting the same thing of a move to the downside. So what was once a support is now coming in resistance. We just catch the trade to the downside. But yeah, like I said, I don't really care too much about using any indicators. You just asked me a question of which one works best with my strategy, and I think it's the SMAs. I think it's the simple moving averages. It's the 20, the 50, and the 200. But you manually can put them on. But I'm telling you, literally, you can figure it out by just looking at it with your eyes and putting the trend lines on first. Literally, like this thing right here was a selling zone. Look what's going on with price right now. Look at it. This is the selling zone all the way through here. This was a selling zone. Dude, what are you doing? This was all a selling zone. This was a buying zone, All this was a buying zone on odd USD. All of this right here was a buying zone. All of this. Then it turned into a selling zone, right? Then what did it do? It turned back into a selling zone. It's not going below that right now. And to me, if I go look at the hourly, we're probably going to see price starting to hook up here off the 15-minute and higher time frame and lower time frames. And those are critical moves for me, critical things for me to see stuff like this reject. And then right above, I'm like, oh, okay, we're not in the selling market anymore until price has to come all the way down. But guess what the price runs into? Guess what it runs into? Buyers again. Runs right back into buyers. And if they reject off that zone, most likely we're going to keep going to the upside. But that's how I see those quick moves right in there and looking at that. Does anybody else have any other questions? Yeah, but I like Euro odd.
Can you look at Euro USD?
Yep. Euro USD. What are you looking at on Euro USD?
I see an inverted head and shoulders on the 4-hour uptrend, and it's like I think it's the weekly and the daily too. So I'm just waiting for it to retest the neckline at the top to get in for a buy.
Yeah, it's at a really interesting place because this is the fib that doesn't matter. This is the buying zone, selling zone, weekly, that weekly engulfed. That weekly engulfed, so to me, yeah, that's what I thought. It's back up there again. Back there. Literally perfectly retested that line. Back over here. This looks more, this looks more bullish now because this is the support. Pretty much right in here is the support of this zone. Here and here and here. And this is pulling back really hard. And you'd actually be able to get a solid buy stop in on this. I'm just looking at this. You'd actually be able to buy stop this about right here. You'd actually be able to buy
Yeah,
stop.
that's what I was thinking of doing.
Yeah, like right here, and putting a stop loss and putting your stop loss like right here and like 300. because that you could go like 700 to 600. Let's see, where is this at? Or yeah, you could go 650 to 750 ish. 650. Stop loss at 350. 750. Stop loss at 350. Yeah, 650 or 750 zone. And then this would be it. This looks like a setup for a really good breakout off that level there. Really good breakout off that level. Off this, and this right here is a setup for a breakout trade as well. That's also a setup for a breakout trade. So that looks good. Solid right there. And this weekly, it's came right back up into the buying zone again. So to me, if price shoots back down again to here, I would buy it, stop loss right below that box, and then take the rise, because that is an inverted head and shoulders for sure. And that's a big, that could be a significant move to the back up here. And that could be a really good trade. Just looking at that right there, that could be a really good trade, yeah. The lower it goes into this zone, the better. If it goes there. I'm just saying if it goes there. But right now it looks like unless it goes like down here to this support, that would be pretty decent. If it goes down there, that would be a decent little buy. You understand what I'm saying though? What I'm showing you?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Anything else, ladies and gentlemen? Ugh. Jesus. So,
Hey, what does the daily chart look like for Euro USD?
what does the daily chart look like?
Yeah. Like with it marked up and everything. Like I just want to look at the picture.
This? You trying to see
Yeah. Okay.
that zoomed out?
Yeah, I'm just trying to. Yeah. Oh, okay. I got you now. Okay, cool.
Mm-hmm.
All right, just want to see that. Appreciate it, dude.
Yep. Got you. Cool. All right. So you guys got that. So then we got the trade in on Euro odd. We're going to get back on Thursday and look over everything. Because like I said, I want to look at a couple things. I'm going to be doing some scalp trades tonight in London, coming into New York session. So I'll be awake trading, finding some pairs I like. And then, yeah, that's pretty much what we got. You guys should have the Euro odd trades. We'll get on Thursday to look over everything that we did in the week. Look over everything. Hopefully the volatility gets back into the market, because everything is just moving really slow right now. But like I said, if any of you guys have questions, text me, call me if you really need to talk. I know some of you guys call me here and there, and we get on the phone and talk. But yeah, if you guys have anything, that's the easiest way to get a hold of me. If I don't pick up, I'll call you guys back. I'm going to send the alert of Euro odd in the chat at the zones. I'm going to send that in so that everybody has that. Make sure I send that through. I'll probably put it at like 600 or something like that. So it's, where is it at? It's like went to 617. Yeah, I'll probably just put it in at 600 so people can put it in on the chat, and then that'll be good there. But yeah, guys, I will talk to you guys later. Have a great night. Like I said, anything, hit me up. We good. I'll be up tonight trading, so if any of you guys are looking at anything, hit me up. I'll be awake. But yeah, you guys have a blessed night. You guys have a great night. I will talk to you guys on Thursday. Peace out, y'all.